For Courtenay-Alberni.
Mr. Speaker, and again, Mr. Speaker, we've had 42 years, 13 consecutive governments now, not be able to figure this out. Liberals choose litigation, the Conservatives choose to tax producers, on their way out, and they agree, actually, that Americans could hit us on the way in. It's unbelievable. Mr. Speaker. In fact, under the Harper government, we saw a $1 billion takeaway from softwood lumber producers. Half of that billion went to Mr. Speaker. Half of that $1 billion went to the very lobbyists that started this whole thing. We need a new approach. And Mr. Speaker, we're not hearing from the government talk about a new approach. We hear the Conservatives wanting to revert back to tax the axe, in language that they'll understand, Mr. Speaker. But in terms of my colleague, does he not agree that we need a transformational change in how we approach things? And also, just in terms of our fiber supply, raw log exports, it needs to stop. We have mills that are starving for fiber, and the current model isn't working. It's not sustainable, given the threats of climate change, given the threats to our mills that are, again, being starved for fiber. Through you, Mr. Speaker, to my colleague, I want to hear solutions. Is he going to work on ending raw log exports? Is he going to work on mass timber? Is he going to support the motion that was passed in this House so the federal government can actually procure using local milled lumber, Mr. Speaker, and roll it into a national affordable housing strategy, Mr. Speaker, so that we can build homes out of local fiber?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
On some points that my honourable colleague from British Columbia has said, I agree. I think we need to increase mass timber projects. We have been doing that, changing the building code to accept that, building even 18-story buildings now using mass timber, and this is a renewable and carbon sequestering methodology of building more homes. However, we also don't want to revert back to what the Conservatives did, was just tax $1 billion on these sawmill owners and then give half to lobbyists, rich lobbyists who act on that behalf. But we need a willing partner on the other side, and what we've been seeing is a very litigious partner, no different than, as lawyers can appreciate, people who commence lawsuits frivolously time and time again, and when the outcome is always the same, it's a very frustrating program. But I agree, perhaps a new approach, a new agreement with the Americans needs to be reached where this doesn't happen over and over and over again. It was thought to have, when I think NAFTA was created, that this Chapter 11 method will be a safe and secure method. We were able to retain it in this round, which the Americans did not want to have, but we need to implement better, I think, better teeth to it so that it's a quick decision, it's a prompt decision, and it's executed right away.